Greetings, fellow wanderers. So my guildies asked for me to share my daily herb gathering route, and I figured I may as well make a video to showcase it. Maybe it'll help some other people out. Now this route is specifically for those without the infamous cash money horse that gathers buckets of herbs instantly. There is, however, a great video by Incredible Sushi that showcases a 10-minute route using the horse. I'll go ahead and post a link to that guide in the video description below. But for those broke-ass wanderers like myself, this 20-minute route is the next best thing. So without further ado, let's do this. Hopefully I won't make any mistakes. For this herb gathering route, and really any herb gathering you're going to be doing, you want to have a food buff running, and the best one is located here in Kaifeng in the Forsaken Quarter. So you want to go to this boundary stone right here, and then head on over to where you see this chess icon on the map, and the food vendor is going to be literally right next to him. Alright, we're going to start up here around Halo Peak at the Path of Void boundary stone to get the Beauty's garments. Don't forget to eat the chicken noodle soup, and we're off. There's a couple right here next to the waterfall. Then you're going to turn around and head towards the Mew Mew Shrine. There's a couple right over here. There, and up here. Alright, and then just follow the path here. Past all the kitties. Resist the urge to pet them all. And then right when you get up here, you're going to want to use your lightness ability and come down. You can use on your mini-map the little pool of water to sort of aim that. Try and avoid this bear. If you can kill him, but like it's faster to just kind of scoot past him. Then there's a couple right here along the path, and then you want to loop around up here. There's 3 up here. You can also grab, there's some more flowers over there if you want to get some herbs along the path. I try to just pick up, when I'm doing this normally, I try to just pick up all the herbs and rocks and anything along the path I can get. I'll just get it too, because why not? Then you can use the speed up skill, and you can stop here if you're going too fast while you're practicing this, but you should be able to just get those while you're also running. And there's one here, and then one over sort of next to these statues. And keep running, kind of aim for this rock that you can see through the bamboo here. And the next one's going to be behind it. And then after you get that one, again, aim for this bamboo here, and it's right below. And then you're going to about face turn around and aim for the next one. And it's just a little bit south of this marker. You're going to see I mess up here a little bit with my landing, and I get a little turned around, but it's okay. It's okay. There's also a wolf here that, you know, tries to ruin your day. Sometimes I run away from him, sometimes I just kill him because, you know, he's annoying. And, you know, one more coarse fur. It's not going to hurt. Alright, there he goes. Poor guy. Rip. Anyway, so keep following the path. There's a couple more here, and then you're going to want to head for the waterfall. Just like before, there's 2 on either side of it. And then right after we get this second one here, we're going to teleport to the next location, which is going to be almost directly south, here at Peace Bell Tower. This one, this path's a little bit tricky because it's very vertical, but it's better to do it starting on top of the mountain and then kind of hopping down as opposed to climbing back up, which is going to take you way, way longer. So right here, after we get this one, you can kind of use the path to aim. Just kind of follow the path. And then between this rock and this statue right there, I kind of jump there mostly to show it. Usually I run a little bit faster there, but I wanted to slow down here to kind of show where that one is. And then just jump right down here, and then the next one is to the left across this water. And then after we get this next one, we're going to use our lightness skill. I messed up again a little bit. You can, again, use your mini-map. You kind of want to go to slightly to the left of this marker, but I ended up going too much on top of it, and then it put me, like, below it. But it's, this route is efficient enough that if you make mistakes, even like I do, you're still going to be able to get everything within the time frame, well within the time frame. So there's another one up here, and then there's one by this rock here. We're going to use our lightness skill again here. Now this one you want to drop right on where the mini-map shows this next one, like right inside of it, and it's going to put you basically right on top of this one. So that one's an easy way to orient yourself with that one. Then we're just going to sort of waterfall down here to these little shelves. You can kind of run along the wall right here to get this next one, which is right next to this guy that thinks he's married to a cat. It is what it is. And then this one, we're going to just follow the path. And then we're going to kind of switch things up here because there's some enemies up ahead that will shoot you with ballistas if you keep trying to go forward. So I kind of figured out a trick to work around that. So we're going to change things up, and we're going to jump down and go ahead and just grab these Buddha tears down here, because we're going to need to get them anyway, so we might as well do it now. And then we're going to teleport using this boundary stone here. You have to, like, click into that. It's the only way to do it. And we're going to kind of go from behind backwards instead of going forward up the path to avoid the guys with the ballistas. So right when you get this one, turn invisible. These guys down here shouldn't see you as long as you jump before you run into this guy right there. And that'll allow you to assassinate the two guys in the ballistas really easily, and then you can grab the flowers without them messing you up. The stamina, I mean, the endurance, so annoying. And then you just jump across here, and there's going to be the last two flowers right here. And then after we get these last two, we're going to go and get all the Buddha's tears that are in. They're so easy to get. They're all really clumped together. So it's not really, in my opinion, worth trying to go all around the map and getting all of them, because these are just so efficient to just go and grab these groups of 8. Or it's like what groups of 8, 6, or 7, and I have so many of these. They're so easy. I do mess up here though. I do mess up, but it's okay because the rest of the route, it's so efficient that there's room for messing up, and you don't. It's not a big deal. Yep. It is what it is. You want to try and aim for the actual icon, because you can see when I walk up to these, I'm basically right on top of the icon. But it's so close to the edge, sometimes you're going to miss it. It's okay. You get up there and you get it, and you're all right. And we're just going to start. The nice thing about if you mark that one, it will automatically mark the next one on the map, and it will be the groups of 8, except for the last one. You're going to have to go and it won't mark for you. But all these ones, except for the last one, the game automatically marks the next one, as long as you mark that first one by the big Buddha statue guy. So that's helpful. This one can be kind of tricky too, but it's no big deal if you mess up. Sometimes I get stuck in a tree, or I'll get stuck on the edge, and these guys in this encampment will see me, but it's all right. That was a pretty good one this time around. So these are kind of scattered a little bit around. Now all these are singles, these first few, but then this last one I'm going to get up here, it's actually like multiple ones. So you want to make sure that you click your button a few times before you move on to the next one, so that you get them all. Alright, and then we're going to grab the last ones here in this region, and then we're going to go ahead and go to Kaifeng after this, and we're going to get some jasmine. Now specifically, the jasmine and also the frost mushrooms, you'll notice I don't really get that many of them, because each of them are only used to upgrade one mystic skill. So we don't need as many of these as we do all of the other ones. You can, of course, if you want to upgrade the specific mystic skill that they are associated with, you can target farm these. But this is just my daily route. I don't even have the mystic skills that these are used for, but I just get them, so when I get that mystic skills, I'll be able to upgrade them no problem. And, I mean, so far I've never had any trouble. I've never had to gather extra materials. And sometimes I don't even, depending on how much I mess up, if I'm being lazy or slow, I don't necessarily always get all of these. But I wanted to show the entire route if I was to get all of them. So you'll see I actually run out the clock when I go to get the frost mushrooms here in a second. These are just really easy. There's also another bundle that's like 5 or 6 in another location. But these ones, the groups of 10 and then this one by this little gazebo, whatever it is, they're the easiest to get, so... Yeah, here we go. This one sometimes is invisible, but trust me, he's there. Alright, here we go. And then this one's going to be over here in Mistfell Forest, next to this encampment once again. And I normally don't actually mark these because I don't need to. I know where these all are. Same with the poison flowers. But I'm going to go ahead and mark these just so that anyone following along can see kind of where I'm going here and keep track. Yep, so we don't need to get that many of these. Once again, if you needed like more of these specifically for the mystic skill they upgrade, you can of course target farm these, but I try to at least just get one of these a day. So sometimes I'll come in here and see, look, I just got one. Sometimes I would just move on. I would just, oh, I got one, I'll move on to the next one, because I'm not really concerned with getting a lot of these. However, I'm going to go ahead and continue and show the full run. So right after this next one, we're going to actually teleport to a boundary stone nearby here. This one right here, the central Mistfell Forest. And the reason for that is the rest of them... It's like, I tried making an efficient route, but they're kind of all over the place. They're scattered. It's like 1 or 2 here or there, and then there's a lot of enemies around, and this one kind of avoids all the enemies, and it's just a guarantee, easy straight line. You just head back into this place where you did the original quest line for this area, and there's just some along the path. Here's where I run out of the chicken noodle, so I'm just going to go ahead and eat another one, and... You'll see that even though I ran out of time here in the middle of my farming, it's okay if there's plenty of time. I sometimes wish I could like somehow condense this down into just eating one chicken noodle. I've tried to make it even faster, but I've never been able to get it within the 10-minute window. The fastest I've been able to do this is around 15 minutes. Oh, look, I got another one. Cool. Alright, now we're going to go and get the poison flowers and the wither wilds here at Wraith Village. These are probably the easiest to gather in your own world, but there's not that many of them, so I always have the least of these. These would be the one, if I was going to go online, I would probably try to get these, but good luck, because there's always just a herd of horses with, macros, AFK farming these. I've never really been able to successfully farm these online, but even though I get less of these, I've never had an issue with not having enough to upgrade all my stuff. And for the record, I've been able to do the breakthrough every time we've hit it. I have enough of these to upgrade my mystic skills every time. I've never had to oh no, I have to wait and go gather more. So, as long as you do this route once a day, if you're consistent with it, even though you're not getting maybe that much in a single day, you'll be building up enough over time that you won't really have to spend a lot of time just sitting there where this is all you're doing for hours. You just spend 15 minutes a day doing this. I like to run out my chicken noodle timer, but you don't have to. If you get it done in 15 minutes and you want to put put it down and go do something else, and just, just do it. Chicken noodle soup did its job. All right, there we go. And like with some of these, like this one, there's just not that many to gather, so even if you had more time, it's not going to really help you, unfortunately. Yeah, and then I think there's just a few left in here. You definitely want to stop using your dash ability here, because if you don't, you will try to stick to that wall, and this one as well. That's just I think I kind of mess up here also. Yeah, so normally when I can kind of just run past this and grab it, but it is tricky. Sometimes I'll have to stop and go back for that one, like I just did. But it's no problem. It takes a little practice. The mystic dash ability is a little bit janky. All right, and so these are going to be the last ones. And as I'm going to get the Jade Tower peonies, I'm also going to be getting the other ones, the pink ones, because, we use those to make the potions, the healing potions, so that's very useful. The rest of these are all going to be around and inside of the city, which can be annoying to navigate, but I'm going to show you the route. You just stick along the wall here for these. And then I do kind of mess up here, but you actually, after you get this next one, you want to use your dash ability. That way, you want to be able to jump onto the roof up here on the right here. See, I kind of mess up and I have to do it a little bit late, but that's going to get you past all of this stuff really, really quickly. And otherwise, it's gonna take forever, and you're gonna use a bunch of energy, and then you're not gonna have any energy here. I mean, endurance. There's so many different kinds of energy resources in this game. What even is it? Energy, stamina, crafting stamina, endurance. Can we just pick one? Anyway. So most of the ones left here are gonna all be around the water, and I've tried to use my actual lightness ability to jump around, to like hop from place to place, but I think that's sometimes less efficient because you're liable to make mistakes, as you see I often do here, when you're doing the lightness ability. So I usually try not to use it. That being said, if you're low on stamina, your lightness ability can come in handy because it takes more stamina to run across the water than to use your lightness skill, where you can kind of start to recover stamina. Yep, same here. I ran out of stamina. So fun. I love it. Anyway, so right here, I usually would dash across here and run across the water, but since I'm low on stamina, I decided to go ahead and use my jump ability. So you have options depending on, what your stamina is looking like. Yep. And you always get to hear these people talking about osmanthus tea, and I'm like, what does that taste like? I want to try it. And then right after we get these ones next to this tree, we're going to teleport, and the rest of the ones in the city are going to all be around the Velvet Shade area. So we're going to head up north, up here. And the rest of them are really easy, and honestly, the rest of this run is really, you could take your time. I messed up. You can mess up a bunch. It's fine. You have so much time to spare, and the rest of these are so easy to get that it's pretty... It's not really a big deal. If you can kind of just relax, put on some music, put on a podcast. You don't have to think about it too much. Especially once you get the route down. So we're going to dash across the water here. And that's kind of what the rest of this is going to be, is zigzagging across the water to get these little bundles. This area is so pretty, isn't it? My God. Yeah. I actually do pretty good right here. Sometimes I mess up and I get stuck in the water or something, but yeah, that was really nice. If you want to use your dash here, you can, but I suggest stopping at this donut hole because your character will just want to do backflips on top of the donut hole if you don't. Trust me. Alright, and then dashing across the water, and this next bundle, sometimes this next bundle is where I stop, and you can see where my timer is. I mean, we are actually under 15 minutes, because this chicken noodle soup is just not even quite, it's got more than a quarter left. So, yeah. That being said, I usually will just go ahead and run out the clock if I have time myself. So, yeah, that's basically the whole run. I'll go ahead and show you where I like to go if I want to keep running out the clock. It's just directly south down the river here. Alright, here we go. This one is not necessary. I just, I like to grab all the things and the stuff. And I run into How does that stop me? I'm so powerful. How does a lantern stop me? Anyway, there's a couple down here, and then you go across the bridge, and then towards this house and up towards the left here, and then you're going to want to go behind the house, and the rest of them are all along the wall, really easy to get. And I think there's like maybe 3 left here. And again, like, if you happen to not need as many of these, you can instead go and spend more of your time gathering some other things. And if I wanted to keep running out the clock on my chicken noodle, there's a bunch more flowers all along the eastern wall of Kaifeng. And then there's another bundle of jasmine next to the Petalfall Crossing boundary stone. Alright, so that's my daily gathering route in full. I did want to say sorry about the kinda shitty mic audio. You may have noticed it sounded okay at the start of the video, but I needed to record my commentary after the fact, and sadly the PS5 track recording function just destroys audio for some reason. Anyway, hope this helped some of y'all. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there in the Jianghu, fellow wanderers.